Early in our marriage, one morning, I was out for my morning jog and saw my neighbor Lyle, who just has a great marriage. He was just plodding along, and I said, "Lyle, what happened to you?" And he said, "Marge didn't feel very well, and at 2, she asked me to go to the all-night pharmacy to pick up something, and I didn't get any sleep after that." I remember saying, "What a bummer." And he put his hands on my shoulders, looked into my eyes, and said, "Howard, if you don't remember anything I ever tell you again, remember this. View every request by your wife as an opportunity to serve her." Let me say that again. View every request by your wife as an opportunity to serve her. And I've tried to do that, and it completely changed our marriage. You know, when we practice what the Bible says about our roles as husband and wife, when your spouse really knows that you love them, when there's regular communication about money, when there's a trust between the two of you, just about every financial problem that can be damaging to a marriage is solved. Now, the most important role of the husband is to love his wife. Ephesians 5, verse 25 reminds us, "Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church," listen to this last part, "and gave himself up for her." But what kind of love is that? Guys, it's a sacrificial love. Now, on the other hand, the most important role of the wife is to help and respect her husband. And one of the most practical ways for the wife to help her husband is to give him counsel. I promise you, Bev's financial counsel has saved us a boatload of money over the years. Now, to develop good financial communication, I recommend something that's, well, incredibly romantic. Have a weekly money date. All right, it doesn't sound so romantic, does it? But get together once a week and do 3 things. Pray and ask the Lord to be part of your financial life. Then review what income came in and what spending went out. Don't use this as an opportunity to nag each other or argue. Just get on the same page, because couples make better financial decisions when they're both informed. And lastly, celebrate. Celebrate when you make progress. It's so important to do this. You know, most couples, when they talk about money, there's a problem. Somebody's not earning enough. Somebody's spending too much. It damages the marriage. You have to intentionally, and I mean intentionally, create an environment of celebration and gratitude in your marriage. So when you pay off a credit card, celebrate. When your wife makes a wise spending decision, express your thankfulness. When you do this, it'll help every other area of your marriage.
Hi, we're the Daytons. I'm Matt.
This is Talia. And I'm Michelle. Money and Marriage Bible Study has a lot of great insight on not just money, but also how to treat your wife and your husband, how to treat each other right with respect.
Yeah, and I think that all the different principles in the small group study really hit on a lot of those things that you need to teach your children from a young age. Just the principle of being, faithful and giving, and being content with what you have. Certainly modeling those things to your children is really important.
I have always been one that kind of I would take control, but I have learned that the man is the head of the household, and I am to follow behind my spouse. I came from a single family, single mother family, and my mom was in control, so I learned to be in control, to take control. And my husband is a beautiful man, but in learning, in taking this course, I have learned that that's not God's order. It's definitely not God's order.
Hi, we're the Allens. I'm Colleen.
I'm Doug, and this is our daughter, Mia. When we were doing the money and marriage study, and we did the one another's, the one that really jumped out and helped me was, it talks about encouraging one another and just to be a continuous encouragement to my spouse. I know how powerful it is to me when someone speaks encouragement and someone speaks a compliment to me, and just how powerful that is to Colleen and how powerful that can be to her. It costs me nothing to encourage her. It costs me nothing to compliment her, but it's so powerful to speak that into her life and to build her up and to bring out her beauty.
Isn't that good? Well, something else that'll help your marriage is to use money to develop your trust relationship with one another. Bev and I don't hide anything financially from one another. We share our bank statements, credit card statements, credit reports, everything. And this transparency and honesty financially deepens our trust in every area for one another. And speaking of one another, there are about 40 verses in the Bible that I call the one another's. And when Bev and I pick out one of these verses during a week and focus on applying it, everything in our marriage improves. And that's exactly what you're going to do during the time of this study. So choose one together and then practice it during the week. There's also a very helpful principle of communication that I refer to as the once and for all decisions. These are decisions that a couple makes that never changes no matter what. And once you've made a once and for all decision, it really simplifies your communication because both of you are on the same page. So each week during this study, you're going to make a once and for all decision. You know, the very first one that Bev and I made was simple. We were never going to consider divorce. Even if we were in the midst of a knockdown, drag out argument, we were never even going to mention it. And this commitment has been the foundation of a strong marriage. And it's a commitment that I hope sometime during the study you'll make yourselves.